Hey you guys, so we are on the Thursday or the third day of our DGP, that daily grammar practice. Just as a reminder, this is what our students who are in the building are doing at the beginning of every language arts class for about 10-15 minutes depending on the day. Then we move on to our other projects that we're working on. As well, for the first few weeks, we'll kind of just talk about each of these days and what's expected of you and kind of talk through the answers. So we're still on that same sentence, dust covers a butterfly's wings. So if we look down here, day 3, our objective or our goal is to identify the sentence type and the sentence purpose. Now you may notice that there are some brackets around the sentence and that there is a few letters up there. If we go to our reference materials, or that big scary packet is what we call it in school, and we go to the day 3 notes, we can see that INDCL is an independent clause. So for the time being, I'm giving the students what the clauses are in the sentence. Later in the year, we'll learn a little bit more about those and we'll be able to do those on our own. But for now, I'm giving them the clause. So you know that this right here is an independent clause, meaning just generally it can stand on its own. It can be a complete sentence by itself. Okay, so we need to identify the sentence type. So if you continue looking at the day 3 notes and the reference materials, sentence types are right here. There are 3 main types of sentences that we'll use in 4th grade: simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. And behind each one has a little definition of what each one is. So for instance, a simple sentence is just one independent clause. A compound sentence is made of 2 or more independent clauses. And then a complex sentence is one independent clause plus 1 or more dependent clauses. And like I said, we'll talk more about clauses a little later in the year. So if I go back to my sentence, I can see that dust covers a butterfly's wings is just one independent clause. So based on my definitions for sentence types, if a sentence has one independent clause, it has to be a simple sentence. So if we go back to our slides, we can click on this text box here, and we would put SS for simple sentence. Okay, so we have the sentence type done. Now we need to move on to purpose. Now hopefully these sound familiar from previous years. These are things like declarative sentences, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, okay? So we can go through and we can read the definition of each of these. But in this case, it is a declarative sentence because it makes a statement and ends in a period. So we would write DEC for declarative. So that is all we do on the first slide. We identified the sentence type. It is a simple sentence, and I know that because there's only one independent clause. And the sentence purpose, it is a declarative sentence because it's just making a statement, and when we edit this for punctuation and capitalization, it will end in a period. So if we move on to our next slide, our day 3 continued, what you're going to do is rewrite the sentence with correct capitalization and punctuation. So you can click on our text box there, and you can start typing the sentence with correct capitalization and punctuation. Now we know that the beginning of every sentence has to start with a capital letter. So we will change dust to have a capital D at the beginning of it. Covers a butterflies. Now this one's tricky. On day 1, where we found the parts of speech, we identified that this was a possessive noun. And possessive nouns show ownership, meaning the butterfly is owning something or something belongs to the butterfly. In this case, it is the wings that belong to the butterfly. And in order to show that this is a singular possessive noun, all we have to do is have the word butterfly and add an apostrophe S. It's just that simple. And we'll continue on typing wings, and then we need some punctuation at the end. Now, we determined, that this was a declarative sentence, so it has to end in a period. Just for future reference, none of the words will be misspelled, so you don't have to focus on spelling. It's just really focusing on that capitalization and punctuation. So once again, once you have completed these 2 days of DGP, you have the sentence type, the sentence purpose, and you've rewritten your sentence with correct capitalization and punctuation, you're going to come over to the share button in the top right, and you're going to type in my name. You can type in Katie Forsman and my email will come up, or if you just happen to know the email, you can just type that in there. And that email will also be included in the directions in Google Classroom, okay? Make sure you hit done and then send the invite. I'm not going to send it to myself because I already have access to this. Okay, I hope that helps. Good luck and you guys have a great day.